All right, here's a quick tutorial on how to complete your Tech That Changed the World video. For this, we are using Adobe's Spark, and you should have logged in at this point using the SSO, as we talked about in class. Now, if you're not from my school or from my district, you may have logged into Spark using Google or one of the other authentication methods, and that's fine. But either way, you should end up eventually here to this screen. If you're having trouble finding this main screen, click on the Spark Home button, and you should have a screen that looks something like this. To start our video, if you haven't started yet, we're going to go ahead and click on the plus symbol in the left corner, and we'll click on Video. It's going to pop up. It's going to ask you to go ahead and title this. And we're going to get next on that. And we're going to ignore these templates. All right, we're going to click on Start from Scratch down here in the bottom. And after a few moments, you should have kind of a blank template to start with. If you want to watch this little quick tips video, you can, but that's essentially what I'm going to show you. And on this first screen, we're going to start out with our title screen. Now, you'll see your different layouts. You have 4 different layouts. Essentially tells you where it's going to put your graphics and your text. On my title screen, I like the title and text, where I can actually go ahead and type in my creative title, hopefully, and your name as the author. Then we're going to add some sort of a background to this that has to do with technology in general, because remember, you are going to be creating a short movie about your 5 inventions that you think in the last 100 years have changed the world. So this first one, just for a title slide, I'm going to go ahead and use, for most of this, my Find Free Photos. So if I click on Find Free Photos, I'm just going to look for some tech generically. And I like this one here, so I'm going to throw that in, and it just puts it in there. I don't have a whole lot of options to do with this screen. A lot of it is just sort of pre-built for you. I can change the amount of timing that this screen is shown, but I think 4 seconds actually works pretty good for a title slide. And once I'm done and happy with this, I'm going to go ahead and click the little plus symbol right here. Gives me my next frame. On this frame, and for each of your inventions, you're going to have 2 different frames or slides for each of the inventions. The first one, and I'm going to use a full screen for this. The first one is just the title of the invention. So I'm going to go ahead and type in the tennis shoe. All right. And I know that's a weird invention, but it is kind of a huge invention as far as athletics goes. So I'm going to put that as my title. I'm going to click the little plus symbol and photo. And see what pops up here. And I'm going to go ahead and throw that one in. It works out good. And then the second slide or screen for your invention, for each of your inventions, I'm going to go ahead and push that in, should be more of a detail where you're giving another photo. It could be like a modern version of what you put in there, or just another picture of the invention you're talking about. For this one, I like to use either split screen or full screen, and I'll show you an example of what that looks like. But a split screen allows you to put in text, and you can put it on either side. So this is where you're going to put in your details of your invention. And it can be either your opinion of why you think it changed the world, or just some details and specific facts about that invention. And then over on the right side, I can go ahead and put in another photo of that. And I'm going to go ahead and use that one because I think that one looks good. Now notice I've been using the Find Free Photos, and these are the built-in stock photos for Adobe Spark. But I can upload photos from my computer, and I can even connect it to my Google Drive. So if I've already gone out on the internet and I've saved photos to my Google Drive or my hard drive from wherever it is you've gotten those, you can pull those in using these different tools as well. You also have a couple of other different options here as well if you use any of those platforms. So I've got this. Let's say I decided, you know what, I want my shoe on the left side. I can go ahead and swap that out and move those around as much as I want. Now that is the layout, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to do those for all of my different inventions. Then I can go ahead and go into my theme, and I like to apply my theme after I've already filled in all my information so I can fully see what it looks like. Right now I'm on what's called a title theme, and I can change the colors on that. I can flip-flop how the title and the words in the background react with the different colors, and you can click through your different frames to see how that affects it. But also within here, there are several other different themes. Now, these themes will affect a couple of different things. They'll affect, obviously, the colors, but also the animations and transitions of your different slides, as well as the font. And that's really the only way you can change your font on here. So if I like this font and I want to have that, but I don't necessarily want it to be pink in the background, I want to switch it to blue or purple or whatever, I can do all those different things. But you notice it's changed my fonts, and as well as giving me a little preview. If I hover over these, it gives me a little preview of what the transitions sort of look like, and if it has a zoom in or a zoom out feature. Right here is more of a completed video here, and if I press play, you kind of get an idea of what that looks like. All right, now notice in the background there I had some music. Now it's kind of some interesting music choice, but that is kind of your third choice you can do here. Your third option for customization is the music tab up in the top right corner. And as you go through, I'm going to go ahead and change that because I don't know that that necessarily fits with all of my inventions here, but you can get a little preview by clicking these little buttons. And if you decide that's the one you want to apply, you go ahead and click on the title, and it will apply that music across your entire presentation. Now, once you're happy with all of this, I would go in and add a credits, and it automatically pulls in image and music credits, but go ahead and put in your name and what this project was for. So, you know, Tech That Changed the World project for Tech Rev or whatever may be applicable for your class. And then we're going to go ahead and turn this in. And this is the final step. Now, on my Google Classroom, there is specific directions, but this is kind of a summary of it. Up here at the top, I'm going to go ahead and click this share button. And if I click publish, it gives me a couple different options that I need to fill out. I need to give it an official title. I need to go ahead and put in my author name. Now, if you're not comfortable putting out your whole name, I'm going to put in just my initials. You can just put in your 2 initials if you wanted to. And I'm going to go ahead and call this one education as far as my category. And I'm going to click create link. Now, sometimes this takes just a few seconds, and sometimes it takes almost a minute for it to pull it all together. And we'll just let this come up with its link. All right, and that took almost a minute, if I hadn't paused the recording here, to come up with my link. And I have 2 different choices. I could either click and directly link it to Google Classroom, and it would find the assignment and it would attach it. Now, there is a caveat to that it will only work if the due date is in the future. Once the due date of the assignment has come past, and it's a past due assignment, that link no longer works. So I like to actually get you used to just using this copy button, because that's essentially what this is doing for you. If I click copy, it's going to grab that hyperlink for this video. And then I'm going to go ahead and go to my Google Classroom where I have this assignment posted. I'm going to view that assignment. And up here in the top right corner, I'm going to click add link. And I'm going to paste that link. And it will take a few seconds for it to pull itself in here. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn it in. Now, once I've turned that in, that is linked directly to my actual movie. Now, if I go in and make some changes, let's say I decide, you know what, I don't like this, and I'm going to change my theme to statement or something like that. And if you go up to share and publish again, it's essentially going to take this and push it back out to that link. You'll notice it says right here, we've updated the link, and it wants you to update it so that now that link will have the newest version of this. Otherwise, it will be the previous version before you re-shared it out there. So essentially make sure that you do share the link with me when you are at the end. So hopefully this has given you a good overview of how to use Adobe Spark to create a quick little video of, for our project, the 5 pieces of technology invention you think have changed the world, and to share them in a creative, real quick, easy way.